This is the critical evaluation of a media report. I chose "If you love me, don't feed me bacon." With the emotive element so obvious, it's easy to see the complexities of news and science relationship. Note the subtitle of the article, Opinion. This categorises the piece and puts it in direct contrast to science fact and search for truth. Note under the introduction, there's a caption of some bacon frying in a frying pan, and the title of the caption reads, "Bacon is the likely cause of colon cancer." This is a direct statement and legitimises the integrity of the ABC News report. Nowhere else in the article is the term cause used to find a link between obesity causing cancer. Next is a video from a sitcom, a popular cultural character, representative of a masculine American who eats what he likes. This genderfies the issues. After about 2 minutes of reading, we come to the first evidence-based fact, which states that 18% higher risk occurs from eating 50 grams of bacon per day. I'll follow that link. The first reference in the article, which establishes the evidence for the main fact that obesity causes cancer, is the World Cancer Research Fund International. Just to be clear and upfront, this critical analysis does have the intention to identify and determine if there are any connections between language and relations of power. You start to feel the power of the fund when they use direct knowledge on their website, like obesity causes cancer. That kind of ownership of term really demonstrates and emphasises the control that these organisations have with language and how that's proportioned and thinned out and watered down when you are reaching those media outlets that we see with the ABC News article. The World Cancer Research Fund is a front for American Institute of Cancer. The World Cancer Research Fund International is primarily a policy recommendation organisation. It appears that the fund has a profile of highly regarded professionals. The fund makes the claim that it looks at 100,000 different cancer research peer-reviewed articles, reduces them to 9,000 selectively. The organisation, the medium between the science and the media, a demonstration of how political parameters and priorities are intermingled in the process and how funds circulate, an expensive process, and let's just hope they drain all the way to the bottom, the guy doing the research. In my investigations of the fund, I find a very hierarchical structured system of authority. I think this analysis has showed how power is given to certain claims about how obesity causes cancer and how truth is developed. Between science and truth, it's a two-way flow. We saw strategies employed by the media to shape the political outcomes. The fund makes the claim they're the world-leading authority in cancer prevention research relating to obesity. But it does seem their priority is the recommendations of policy to states. In the Love Me, I'm a Pig article, they also make the claim that 6% of deaths worldwide is alcohol-related. I was determined to check this fact. The link for the fact was a reference to a web page of WHO, World Health Organization, This emphasises the state-owned ABC News and its relationship with other state-significant organisations globally. But my real investigation was to determine the definition of what causes of death included around alcohol. And it turned out a large proportion of those were supportive of my hunch that they were violence interrelations caused. Also in the alcohol section of the article, a paragraph starts discussing the relationship between adults who drink and children who drink. It seems like moral debate is not off the table, and we start to realise the complexities that exist when we start using terms like love. The next section discusses the relationship between free sugars and obesity, but it doesn't mention cancer. The link that referenced the relationship was the World Health Organization. Again, an organisation and not the research specifically, but it did reference the research. Almost all of the second half of the article is in relation to how parents can confront their children about food choices. We see multidisciplinary sciences all working together to get the message across. Now I want to discuss a very fine technique which I believe exists within the article. The last 3 paragraphs discuss with overtones of masculinity that it's the mother who does the cooking and the father who makes the choices of food. This really is perpetuating the unequal power differences in the family environment. But where the technique really steps up is at the bottom sentence of an article which was linked from the sitcom fella with the subtitle "Bacon Fans Are Crying in Their Fry Pans." That link went to a site where at the bottom it had at the sentence "The verdict, people love their bacon." Now, our article was all about if you love your partner, then you'll not serve them bacon. The opposing argument concluded that people love their bacon. Therefore, it's my belief that if we love them, we don't serve them bacon. If they love bacon, they serve themselves bacon. So, therefore, we are saved from any hegemony. I just want to get this clear because I think there's something in it, and I think it legitimises the whole article and the seriousness that ABC News writers take within the issue and the understanding that they have and the evidence that they used, the organisations that they referenced, and those organisations themselves globally who, despite the political interests, do have good people who really mean the message to get through. This article argues that bacon causes obesity and obesity causes cancer. Its main argument against that is that people still love their bacon. Therefore, love is more important, and that can cure cancer, perhaps. Now, the title of this article is about loving your partner, then not feeding them bacon, not giving them cancer. Now, if you click on the opposite argument, you find a new article. Now, that article and this article both have a concluding sentence which talks about love and bacon. I know they seem contradictory, but listen to this. One of them states that if you love your partner, you won't give them bacon. And the other one states, people love their bacon. Now that seems like a contradiction. How can you not give someone bacon if they love bacon? Now the whole first article had an overtone of sexism. Now, how can the ABC get away with that? They do it because the two articles are actually one. And the contradiction is about the choice and the right and the individualism to cook for yourself and eat for yourself and make choices for yourself and cure yourself and love yourself and save yourself.